Hi YouTubers, Signal Hunter here. Yeah, I wanted to make a short video here, which all of my videos are fairly short. But anyway, I wanted to show you this radio. This is a Grundig Yacht Boy 210. Now most people won't pay any attention to a radio like this, but I'm specifically speaking to those people who might be just interested in just beginning in shortwave radio. You don't have to have a radio like this or even like this. You don't have to have a setup like that to get into shortwave radio, or even another expensive portable like this, which runs about €100 or so, a PL660 by Texan. It's a good radio, but a lot of people just don't even have that much money. But look at this Grundig Yacht Boy 210. Now actually most shortwave listeners would not even look twice at this radio. But I happened to find this radio at a flea market for €10. And the guy didn't even know if it worked. So my wife said, well, we don't even know if it works. It got no batteries in it. How about I give you €6 for it? And he says, okay, €6 is fine. Now, this is not a DX machine. This is just a shortwave radio. And just the way it sits, even with a telescopic antenna fully extended, you barely get anything. But if you add a 50-foot long wire, then this thing turns into a good radio. And I'm going to show you. I don't even have to connect the coax to it. I just get it near the telescopic antenna. And look what I'm getting. 1,150 kilometers from here is Radio Kurdistan. And that's the signal. And then when you start to tune across the band, I don't know what that is. Oh, it's China International. You start to pick up more signals. Strong signals come in really well. The better your antenna, the better the DX capability you'll have. I'm not saying that you can do a lot of DXing on this radio, but I'm just saying it doesn't take much money to start. And a simple little radio like this, or even a simple little portable radio that has shortwave 1 and shortwave 2 or 3 on it, is just fine to begin with. And then this will give you a chance to learn a little bit about all the broadcast bands, because this mainly what this radio was designed for was just for the broadcast bands. You can hear some single sideband on it. Unfortunately, you can't tune it. But most people getting into shortwave, they like broadcast music and news and information, cultural stuff. That's what they're interested in anyway. And hearing faraway signals. And a little radio like this, yeah, I think I saw one on the American eBay site for like $20. This is just fine to begin with. And a long piece of wire, 30 feet long, 40 feet long, 50 feet long, attached to it, to the clipped on to the telescopic antenna, would do just fine. A lot of people want to get into shortwave radio. They find it and get on the internet and try to research it. It's kind of daunting and kind of disheartening when you start to look it up and you see all these people with these really nice radios and antenna setups, and you go like, well, I don't have any money for that. Well, you don't have to have a lot of money. You can start with a nice shortwave receiver just like this, $20, and to begin with, and later on build from there. After all, I've been DXing since I was a little boy, and I started out with a Zenith Royal 3001 with a broken antenna that was given to me. And the guy told me, he says, well, if you hook a piece of wire, the man who gave it to me, he said, if you hook a piece of wire to that telescopic antenna, you'll bring in all kind of signals. And so I was sitting out at the barn being a farm boy, and I noticed the old hog pen we weren't using any longer. We had an electric fence around it, and it was not hooked up. So I run a piece of wire to that fence, and my goodness, was I shocked. The bands I got nothing on, all of a sudden they came to life, and one of the first stations that I ever heard was Radio Free Europe. This is like 1963 or 64. Radio Free Europe, and they were broadcasting a song by Petula Clark called Downtown. And that's how I got hooked on shortwave radio. And virtually had nothing invested in it except for some batteries. And anybody can do this. And you can start out with a little cheap radio like this. My next modern radio was a DX375 from Radio Shack. I think Sanjian may have made that radio, but I had it for over 20 years, and it was a good radio, although it didn't have a sideband on it. You couldn't listen to ham radio operators. You could bring, it would DX everything else. And so anyway, just a short video. Getting ready to put my antennas up that I bought for Christmas. And I think me and my son-in-law, we're going to start that tomorrow. I went today and bought 200 meters of Dacron rope. I actually wanted the paracoil paracord, but I found this, and it was pretty cheap. I only paid 11 euros for it. And I don't even know where it's made. Probably made in China. But it's 2.5 millimeters in thickness. Oh, it's 100 meters. 100 meters long. That's more than I need. So anyway, I'm going to make a video about that. Putting the antenna mast together and attaching the antenna and how we do it. And I'll put that on the internet. And hopefully I get some more viewers. I hope everyone had a nice Christmas. I did. And although I didn't get that 1,000 euro radio I wanted to get, and I didn't get this and I didn't get that, it's okay. I'll be satisfied with what I got. And I hope everyone got what they wanted. And main thing about Christmas time is for you to be together with your family and a lot of good food and togetherness. So, with that said, top of the day to you YouTubers, 73s to everyone. Signal Hunter out.